Are you one of those people who have an office job and you have to sit behind the desk for a long period of time and your low back starts to bother you? If you are, take a look at these next exercises and I hope that that relieves your pain. All right, guys, so a couple of things to consider is you want to go ahead and target your quadricep muscles because when you're in a seated position, the leg is brought up, but there's no activation through these tissues. So over a long period of time, the muscle will become short and underactive because of that lack of contraction. So one way we can contract the tissue is once you start to experience your low back pain and discomfort, get a chair, pry your foot up on that chair. At this point, you're gonna press your entire foot straight down to activate your quadricep muscle. Make sure you squeeze your glutes to create a nice posterior tilt. You should feel a pretty deep stretch within the quads and then push your feet straight into the chair. When you do that, hold that contraction for a good 30 to 40 seconds. And obviously you can repeat the same process for the opposite leg, okay? Hold those contractions until you start to feel the blood flow through those muscles. And then let's go and move on to the next exercise. All right, okay. So when we're in a seated position, again, because the leg is pried up in this position, we're actually stretching out the gluteal muscle and there's no activation there. So when we try to go from a seated position to a standing position, because the glutes have gotten weakened, that force will deliver into the lower back or maybe even into the hamstring, and that's not what's supposed to happen. So one way to get your glutes to activate and engage, you can go ahead and put your foot on a wall, okay? And this is going to create a bit of a shortness into the glutes, and you're going to push your feet into the wall. That's going to get that glute to activate. Now, if you're not feeling that push because the wall is a hard surface, you're more than welcome to put a pillow behind your foot or underneath the leg and then be able to press your feet into that softness. You should feel a quite deep contraction within the gluteal muscles. Obviously, repeat that same process for both legs, or both feet, I should say, so you can activate both glutes. All right. Once you got the contraction going, you want to go ahead and build up the intensity. So increase that intensity from 10% all the way to 100%. Hold for a good amount of time so you actually feel that vibration within the legs. You want to feel that blood flow going through those muscles, and hopefully if you repeat that quite a bit, you're going to feel the results very, very quickly. All right, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you like this exercise, give me a thumbs up, and hopefully this is going to help you get out of pain. All right, good luck everyone.